Go.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestle Arc Podcast. I am Liam Warren. That's Thomas Noble, and I'm also joined by Christian Vega as well. But just before we get started, you can see all our sponsors are down below. That being Player One Coffee, Fanatics, Vivid Seats, Cuckoo Covers, and W Energy as well. Which, of course, if you use the code BWN Radio Network, all caps, you can get yourself a little discount on some good stuff. You get me?
Yeah.
But it's a three-man pod today. We have no idea where anybody is. But I suppose the big thing we should talk about right away is that we've received some news, shall we say, that a very, very prominent figure in the world of professional wrestling has sadly passed away. That being one Hulk Hogan, or as he was known off-screen, Terry Boyea. So,
yes. Ugh. So yeah, it real like the whole wrestling world. It really, definitely saddened on that. Like it's clearly unexpected for me at this point. I was like, mind your own business, scrolling on social media, and then bam. When I read that Hogan passed away, I was like, fuck.
Love the man or hate the man, professional wrestling would not be where it is.
I full on screamed.
Yeah, professional wrestling. Like without Hulk Hogan, there would be no professional wrestling.
also, guys, we are joined by Desmond Rahul as well. So.
And Peyton, he's muted.
He's muted. Lord knows why he's here.
I thought I would.
Yeah, love the man or hate the man, whatever you thought of him. Professional wrestling would not be where it is today. There would be no Monday Night War. There would be no NWO without him.
They really would not.
Exactly.
Okay. If radio
was here, he will tell you exactly Hogan. He will tell you everything about Hogan's history at this point.
Yep. So Hogan made his pro wrestling debut on August 9th of 1977. Obviously gained worldwide recognition after signing with the World Wrestling Federation, now known as WWE, in December 1983. So there, under his persona of the all-American hero, he helped usher in the 1980s professional wrestling boom, where he headlined 8 of the first 9 editions of WrestleMania. So he main evented the first WrestleMania, the second WrestleMania, the third WrestleMania, the 5th one, the 6th one, the 7th one, and the 9th one. And then he was also a regular headliner on shows like Saturday Night's Main Event and its spin-off, The Main Event. And then during his initial run, he was a 5-time WWF champion, with his 1,474-day reign being the longest of the WrestleMania era ever. He was also the first wrestler to win consecutive Royal Rumble matches in 1990 and 1991. And of course, his match with Andre the Giant on WWF The Main Event on February 5th, 1998, still holds the American television viewership records for wrestling, with 15.2 Nielsen TV rating and 33 million viewers. And then in 1993, he departed to pursue a career in film and television, but he was lured back to the ring by rival promotion World Championship Wrestling in 1994, where, of course, he became a 6-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion and holds the record for his longest reign. In 1996, he then underwent a career renaissance upon adopting a vicious persona of Hollywood Hulk Hogan and leading the popular stable, the New World Order, the NWO, which to this day, that merchandise still does ridiculous numbers. And then, as a result, he was a major figure during the Monday Night War, which was, another mainstream professional wrestling boom in the mid to late 90s, especially when it came to going up against Monday Night Raw. WCW actually was the leading program for 82 weeks, and that was largely with Hulk Hogan as its most predominant figure. And then he headlined WCW's annual flagship event Starrcade 3 times in 1994, 96, 97. And then, the 1997 was apparently, the 1997 edition of Starrcade was the most profitable WCW pay-per-view event in the company's history. So that just tells you, having Hogan on there, he was always a major draw regardless of where he went. And then he returned to the WWF and then later WWE in 2002, following the acquisition of the WCW the prior year, winning the undisputed WWE Championship for his record equaling, at the time, 6th reign, before departing in 2003. And then he is also a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer as an individual in 2005, and was inducted a 2nd time with the NWO in 2020. He also performed for other promotions such as the American Wrestling Association and also New Japan Pro Wrestling, but also he also was a prominent on-screen figure for TNA in the early 2010s.
I actually got to witness Hulk Hogan TNA when I went to Florida for a holiday. It was quite good.
Yeah, I mean, my first experience of Hulk Hogan was mainly playing wrestling video games on the PS2 when I was younger. But then, obviously, I got into wrestling in 2012, and then I watched TNA for the first time in 2013. And, he was around then, but obviously wasn't gone like a year or so later anyway, in 2014. But, obviously we have to talk about numerous things like Hogan, for example. I think everyone looks at the spot where he body slammed Andre. That's quite like one of his biggest moments.
Yes.
Because everyone says that was the body slam that was heard around the world, right? So.
Yes. Yeah. The first time I heard about Hogan is it's the wrestling video games, and plus I watch I haven't paid attention to wrestling since around 2010 at this rate. The very first clip I watched from Hogan was WrestleMania 18 when he faced The Rock. It was probably, in my opinion, one of Hogan's best matches at this rate.
Yeah, that's another big match for the reason, because obviously they brought the NWO back to WWE television, where, it was him, Nash, Michaels, I think. And then obviously they were tyrannical on Raw. And you have him and The Rock going to WrestleMania. The crowd reaction for them two just standing opposite each other alone was huge. And then while he may have been booed as a heel for a significant period of time at that point, the WrestleMania 18 thing basically brought out the old Hulk Hogan, the American hero Hulk Hogan, not Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And, it was he turned babyface mid-match, basically, just because of the crowd reaction. And he did his whole comeback spot that he does, the you point, and then did the whole punches,
yes.
The big boot, the leg drop.
Honestly, yes. There are a lot of great memories when Hogan was alive at this point in wrestling. The body slam of the world around the world, like you mentioned, against Andre the Giant. And then you got some any good matches with Hogan. You got the Rock at WrestleMania 18. You got the WrestleMania in 1990 when he faced Ultimate Warrior. Then,
yeah, that was title for title, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's title for title, yeah.
Yeah, because it's for the WWE and the Intercontinental Championship, and it was won by Warrior. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at the time they were building the Ultimate Warrior up as the next big baby face who could be as popular as Hulk Hogan. But then, I think even that would have been. I think that was considered a tall task at the time. But no, yeah, the guy's done And I think as Rahul alluded to earlier, regardless of what you think of him as a person, if it wasn't for all these things, pro wrestling wouldn't be around as a popular form of media, shall we say, today. So
that is a fucking fact.
And I suppose you have to, even though I really don't want to, you have to give like Vince McMahon credit for, you know, I guess making Hulk Hogan the character and
Vince
promoting him in a way.
Vince did comment on Twitter about him talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, Terry Bollea, also known as Hulk Hogan.
May he rest in peace, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I guess as people say, things do come in three. Obviously, we've seen what's happened in the past week with Ozzy Osbourne passing away, and earlier this month, Diogo Jota as well.
Yes, 3 huge losses in the span of 4 weeks, I suppose. You know.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it literally sucks, honestly. Like, Hogan is, like, literally my dad's favorite wrestler on the 80s. Like, dude, he would tell me constantly that Hogan, to him, is one of the best wrestlers in WWE. And I cannot even argue with it.
No. I don't think anyone can.
No.
Hi, radio.
Hello.
We're talking about Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
You probably remember him better than we do. So.
Yeah, because you're old.
Yeah, fuck you, Ken. Anyway,
but there we go.
So, I guess I should start off by saying this, that first off, I don't condone what Hulk Hogan did in his personal life. Obviously, with the marks that he made. But that's obviously not the point. Hulk Hogan is a reason that wrestling is here today, whether you like to admit it or not. He is the reason that many companies were put on the mark, including WWE, which back in the day was WWF. WCW, obviously. They built the whole fucking company around him. He invaded TNA, did his little thing there. And I want to say this. I grew up in an era where Hogan was obviously the bad guy because he joined the infamous NWO. They created the NWO. And I also watched Hogan come back to WWE. I watched him have his match with The Rock. Saw many of his matches were honestly question marks. I want to say this. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't have wrestling the way it is today. We wouldn't. We would not have Hulk Hogan. You know, if we didn't have Hogan slamming the Giant, damn well wrestling wouldn't be on the map.
That is the infamous moment in his career. For sure.
If he wasn't such a man whore with Miss Elizabeth and trying to steal her from the Macho Man, we wouldn't have had that infamous match with the superpowers.
Yeah.
The Mega Powers.
The Mega Powers, superpowers.
I completely forgot to mention them earlier. Yeah. That was a little thing they did.
And of course, we all know Hogan putting over the Warrior and on his way out before going to WCW and obviously doing the shit that he did there, which was a lot. I mean, I can list off the things that killed that company, and Hogan would probably be involved in most of it, including the finger poke of doom,
Yeah, that is just bad.
including the Jeff Jarrett just lay down match at Bash at the Beach. But I will say this. Hogan cared about his fans. He did. Whether anyone wants to say whatever crap they want to say about him, go right ahead. But Hogan cared. Hogan cared about his fans. He tried to, win over the fan base no matter what. He was always, the main guy. Like, he was the real American. He would come out. Obviously, when you heard that music, if you heard that music back in the day, you were going to get your fucking ass beat because Hogan was going to Hulk up. He was going to do the little shake his head, and then the finger point, and then he just dropped the leg on you.
Yes.
Now, like I said, I don't condone what he did in his personal life. I don't condone what he said outside of it. But the man is a legend. The man revolutionized wrestling. Everyone can have their opinion. But I think the thoughts and prayers go out to his fans that supported him, his family. Obviously, heartbreaking there.
It literally is. Yes.
I'm reading reports now of what, because apparently there's a couple reports going out there, and I'm not gonna. But anyway, to put it like this, Hogan, you may have done some shitty things in your personal life, but when it came to wrestling and changing the business, you deserve all the respect in the world. And it sucks that you're gone.
Yeah, like I personally don't care about his personal life. I'm just leaving where it is. But you're right about everything what Hogan has done for wrestling. Like he's like on the top of the mountain of professional wrestling. Without Hulk Hogan, there would be no professional wrestling. We would not have like the infamous moment that the body slam on Hogan.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my comments before I got to get back to work here.
Right.
I'm just gonna say this: Hogan, rest well, and obviously for those of you that are fans of his, blessings to you too. Hope you guys have a good rest of your stream, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, thanks, Radio.
What?
So yeah,
I think what's also crazy is his final picture as well. He looked really, really ill.
Yeah, and I mean, he suffered a cardiac arrest, is the word going around as to why he passed away. And he is survived by his daughter Brooke, his son Nick, and obviously his now widow Sky Daly, who he married 2 years ago.
Cardiac arrest is the worst thing to go at this point. That's how my mom passed away in 2019. Like the cardiac arrest is the worst thing, the worst thing, the way to frickin' pass away. It sucks. Like again, whatever you like it, whatever you like it or not, Hogan is the main reason professional wrestling is a thing. Story short. Anyway,
That being
rest in
said,
peace. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Anyway, yeah, moving on.
has there been any big news other than Hogan passing away this week?
Layla Hirsch
Yep. She
trying out as a WWE referee.
Yep. She obviously previously does work for AEW and was quite a prominent figure on the ROH program in their women's division, but obviously she was since contacted to try out as a referee for WWE. So if she goes through with that, cool. I mean,
Also, Karrion Kross as well, and Scarlett. They haven't signed new contracts.
Yeah, that's saga's still ongoing.
Yeah. The big question is, are they going to re-sign? I 100% think that they will once they've got their contract offer through.
I think so as well. Whether or not they've been offered new deals at this time or not, I'm not sure. But I feel like it'd be a Chad Gable situation where they will sign new ones, basically at the last minute sort of thing.
I think because Cross is, well, in my opinion, I think he's definitely one of the favourites to win the Royal Rumble as well. We'll see what actually happens.
I don't know about a Royal Rumble win, considering it's in Saudi Arabia next year, and I think Sami Zayn's probably the large favourite for it. But but at the same time, I really do hope Karrion Kross and Scarlett re-sign, because especially now they're actually appearing on mainline WWE programming, not just main event before that gets taped, before, they're on Raw now, they're in a feud with Sami Zayn. Apparently they're still set for a third match that's going to happen. Whether that be at SummerSlam or another episode of Raw remains to be seen. But, I think, personally, Karrion and Scarlett, they offer something different, if you know what I mean. Like, they have an it factor about them. They have, they're a chaotic duo. Every time you appear on screen, you're like, oh shit, some stuff's about to go down, And then you see somebody get attacked, or you see Kross arguably doing the best part of his job, which is cutting promos and being scary and cryptic, and know what he's going to do. So, my opinion, I think they absolutely will resign, and if they do, I think Triple H should be looking to push him to at least the upper mid card sort of echelon, and just keep him going on a good trajectory, because he's been doing some really good work recently, and I think he should be rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
But I definitely do think that Karrion and Scarlett will.
Yeah.
Santino Marella, he's challenged Ethan Page.
Yeah, it's going to be Randy wrestling him next week on NXT or something.
Yeah, for the North American Championship. Which Ethan Page just redecorated the title. He literally threw the old title on the ground. It's the same title, but with a Canadian flag belt.
Oh. I think it's genius, because you just get heat. It's brilliant. And then he did that whole segment where he talked about it, and it was like how North American. He's happy that he's North American champion or whatever. He's like, he comes from the best country in North America, which is Canada, in his opinion.
Yes.
And then he was like about to sing the national anthem after revealing the new design, and out comes Santino Marella, and he called him Ethan Page. Well, he said Ethan Page. Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
Like, hey, you're making have a match next week on NXT. And
which I expect.
The Cobra returned as well.
Which Ethan Page almost got struck with, but he bailed at the right time. Gotta get that bad at Venom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm trying to think what actually happened on Monday Night Raw as well. I generally cannot think of anything.
I'll go over SmackDown from last week first, and then we'll get to Raw. So SmackDown, July 18th. We had Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez opening the show. That was, of course, won by Charlotte Flair, which was by a roll-up with some assistance from Alexa Bliss on the outside. They have a tag team title shot at SummerSlam against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, who we mentioned. We also had a match between Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest, which ended in no contest after Aleister Black interfered and tripped Priest on the top rope. And then he knocked Priest out with a black mass, and Hayes chose to make the exit instead of trying his luck.
Man, Carmelo deserves it.
He does, but I don't know. They've recently detached him from The Miz. And it's like, I don't know what they're doing with him, because in ring-wise, he certainly has all the talent in the world. He has a bit of natural charisma about him in terms of his personality and stuff. Even though I was very critical of his promo work to start with on the main roster, but I think it's just because the writers just didn't know how to write the right material for him. I mean, granted, I think
don't think they do.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. But it's just like, I think he's steadily improved every time he's been on screen and whatever. I mean, but the whole overarching thing of SmackDown was obviously there was a supposed car crash. And, the MFT were at the center of it. So this leads into the next segment where Solo appeared in the ring with his family and said Jacob Fatu was reckless to them because he doesn't listen to anyone. Fatu was shown backstage being greeted by Jimmy Uso. He was told he was not the man in the footage of the accident and was free to go. He marched straight toward the ring. Fatu and Jimmy ended up kicking out everyone in a brawl, but Talatonga didn't go down easily. It took both men to fight and take him down. Then Adam Pearce announced a United States Championship rematch between Fatu and Sikoa, but it'll be contested inside a steel cage at SummerSlam. And then after that, we had Stephanie Vaquer and Alba Fire in a quick little match, which of course was won by Stephanie Vaquer. But after the bell, Vaquer was attacked by Piper Niven. So I'm kind of sad for Alba in a sense that she only got to wrestle for 2 minutes. So I really like Alba as an in-ring worker, and I think she's really solid. And it's just like, I think Stephanie Vaquer would have gotten quite a lot out of her, but obviously with SmackDown being 2 hours now, they don't really have a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
And then we had DIY versus Fraxian versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus Andrade and Rey Fenix, which I think was a number contenders match of sorts for the WWE Tag Team titles. Yep. So, I mean, it's a fast-paced. It's a very good match, actually. I thought it was fun. Fast-paced match. I delivered quite a lot of the best action of Friday. Well, last Friday. And then obviously Rey Fenix and Andrade picked up the win. And are now the number contenders for the tag titles held by the Wyatt Six. And then obviously there was the last segment of the show was the Cody Rhodes John Cena contract signing. So the Cena didn't show up until Cody had given his promo. And then, Cena said he couldn't make the match at SummerSlam because of a movie commitment. And he was like, it was really last minute decision or whatever. But then predictably they got into a fight and Cody signed. Well, he already signed the contract beforehand, but then he splashed Cena through a table and made Cena sign the contract while he was down, which, by the way, is a crime. It's contract fraud all day, every day.
Also, that's just become an instant meme now as well.
Yes, it has. The way Cody jumps off the top rope with a contract in hand. Very strange. But yeah, that was
They still haven't
SmackDown.
started.
Yeah, I think SmackDown was
Monday
kind
Night
of
Raw time.
SmackDown was kind of
Yeah.
in my opinion last week. Found
I'll
it a
go
bit
through
boring.
Raw.
Okay.
Slightly above average.
So, this past Monday night on Raw, the show started off with CM Punk and Gunther meeting in a fiery face-off. I thought it was quite good that they had a fiery interaction, to be fair. I don't think it was memorable, to say the least, but it's CM Punk. I like him.
Yeah, CM Punk's initial promo beforehand, as you can expect, was really good. Basically just put over Gunther really strong, and then Gunther came out and basically verbally bashed him, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think it's a different kind of match we've not really seen for either Punk or Gunther in recent times. You know, it's going to be a bit more of a, trying to sell just a pure title fight, as it were. There's not really any major heat behind it, but it's still going to be a huge marquee match, and I've won. I think Gunther needs this level of opponent, in terms of star power, because his first World Heavyweight Championship reign didn't really have that. So in the second one, having CM Punk as one of his first challengers, after Goldberg, of course. Less said about that, the better.
Yeah. That's
And then,
Yeah.
So then we saw another edition of Sheamus versus Rusev. This time Sheamus defeating Rusev. He connected with the rope kick to win the match. Obviously, the turnbuckle was exposed, but Rusev went into that turnbuckle, and Sheamus hit the rope kick to win the match. I do like what they're doing with both of them, keeping them on TV, even though it is going to be repetitive matches. I think between the two.
Yes.
They're hard-hitting matches, which I like.
Yeah, I like it when two big dudes just stiff the hell out of each other for 20 minutes. It's just fun,
Yeah.
And I think Sheamus and Rusev, especially in terms of today's roster, probably do it better than anyone in terms of having that style of match. And I think the first one they had since Rusev came back was really good, and I thought this one was also pretty good. And I think there'll be another match and maybe another one, who knows? But as you say, keeping Sheamus and Rusev on TV, it's a really good idea to keep having them two just batter the ever-living piss out of each other.
Yeah. Out of all the stars on the current roster at this point, Sheamus and Rusev can still go at this point. Like you guys said, it is a good pound for pound. It is a good pound for pound match. Regardless, here, two big dudes go at each other in the square circle. They could do better, like Sheamus and freaking Rusev. That is the first match, like you said, it's really good. But the second match, I really enjoy that a lot here. Really good kudos for WWE to have Sheamus and Rusev on television.
Yeah, 100%. The next match then saw a number one contenders triple threat tag team match between the New Day, the Creed Brothers, and the LWO. And surprisingly, the LWO won in what was... I don't know what to describe this match. For me, I didn't really like it. But I'm happy with who won.
Honestly, I was legit thought that American May would have won this match or New Day, but honestly, I'm not pissed about LWO winning this thing here. Like, they haven't used LWO a lot lately, so this could literally just give them some exposure to a title match, to television more. So
I think one thing to note that Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro are so talented as well.
Oh yeah,
they are superb in-ring workers, and I think that as well, while the Raw Tag Team division hasn't particularly been in the strongest spot especially in the last year and a half or so, I'd say. I think for them, they were the only logical winners because obviously the Judgment Day, who are the current champions, are heels, and then the only babyface team in the triple threat match was the LWO. And
Yes.
Yeah.
and I think for them to even be giving, I don't expect them to win their eventual tag team title match against the Judgment Day, but I think just having Cruz del Toro and Wacky and Wild against Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who are both so excellent in their own right in terms of in-ring work, as everybody should know by now. I think that's going to be a good match, and I think it'll maybe give the Raw Tag Team division a bit of life in terms of, if you give them time, especially, I think the in-ring work will be absolutely stellar. So
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
So next we saw a war of words between possibly one of my favorite feuds going on right now, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. They've raised the stakes for their match at the Intercontinental Championship, in which if Becky wins, so long as she's champion, Lyra Valkyria cannot challenge for the IC title anymore. And it's going to be a no count out, no disqualification. There must be a winner. Again, as I mentioned, this is one of my favorite feuds going right now. It's really elevated Lyra to the next level. And I wanted to main event one of the nights. I know it's not going to. I think it might open night one. But yeah, what does everyone think of the stakes?
Honestly,
sorry, no, we'll go first.
No, you go ahead. All right.
I think I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. I think, especially in terms of one of the long-running feuds on Raw, just in general across both men's and women's division, I think Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, and I think to some extent recently Bayley as well, have been doing excellent work from not only just matches but promo work, especially. And Lyra Valkyria is really starting to, I think I've pointed this out numerous times in various podcasts we've done over the last, must be 8 to 9 weeks now, maybe even longer, since WrestleMania. I think Lyra Valkyria is really coming to her own as a character. She's really,
she's becoming more comfortable with herself, basically.
Yes, and I think now that she's sort of a bit more feisty and fiery in her promos, and her general attitude and demeanor against whoever her opponent is in the ring, it's she's just a completely different performer from this time last year to now. And I think she's going to be huge one day. And I think, working with Becky Lynch speaks to that. And I think the last chance no disqualification match, I think, is going to be excellent. As I agree with you. I think it should probably main event one of the nights, but I think it might open either night 1 or 2. But again, they always say the most important matches on any pay-per-view is the opener and the main event. So
yeah. And considering there's a lot riding this match as well.
There's a lot riding on it. And I like that they've added this stake to it.
Yeah. Okay, so we then saw Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, I agree with every point you guys say here. This is literally the best feud out there at this point, Lyra and Becky at this point. It should be one of the main events for nights 1 or 2 of SummerSlam. But knowing WWE, they're gonna throw the big match out there. But the way Lyra's character work, absolutely do it, absolutely spectacular. You have Bayley involved in this, really make the feud good. But my question is SummerSlam going to be the last time we're going to have that feud, or we're going to continue that?
I think it'll be the end.
It'll be the end.
I think Lyra should be winning the belt back personally, and then they can branch off to her and Bayley possibly.
Yeah, which is what I'm thinking as well. Considering the next
Then you
match.
move back up to the main event. So
Makes sense, yeah.
So
Could
what
see that
happened in the
happen.
next match? What happened in the next match was that Laura Arteria wasn't actually with AEW. Which they get at the championship, and no surprise, still the WWE with his tag team champions. It was a very strange relationship.
yes, it absolutely is. I think
Very,
Dominic Mysterio.
very-
Dominic Mysterio played a part in it. So
the good thing is they finally got to have a Mania. Yeah, same reaction. Don't worry. What is interesting to know is that Dominic Mysterio is cleared as well now.
yeah, he is cleared, and he will be facing AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam, I believe.
Yes,
He tried
which
to-
AJ should win this match, in my opinion.
He tried to get involved in the match. It was a big deal. Together, AJ Styles, Dominic after. What also interesting to note is Trick Williams was on Monday Night Raw, retaining TNA World Title at past Sunday anniversary, and he basically went off on the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was just to build towards their angle on NXT,
Yeah,
which we'll get to in a bit. But no, I thought having Trick on Raw, having him have a bit of promo time in front of the main roster audience was a good idea. So
we then saw Sami Zayn, as we discussed, did win. Yeah. Zayn was injured during the match. He was up. Fred was picked up. Zayn tried to go for the Philly Scarlet from hits. We then saw anger of a match between Io Sky and Stephanie Paquette.
Oh my goodness sake, that.
every time these two have a match, it's just so good. And
Yeah.
one of these days it's going to end in a clean finish, but the Secret Harvest had to get involved.
Fuck the Secret Harvest at this rate.
Also, we had Naomi attack Io from behind, and then you had Rhea come out to a monster pop, as she usually does, to make the save.
Yeah.
And she gave a riptide to Chelsea Green for good measure as well.
Fightful have reported that they are saving Io versus Stephanie for a PLE voice.
Which I think will be where we eventually get a clean finish, because you can't just keep doing matches between them and not have a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, man.
But no,
It's
yeah,
not that-
Fightful have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fightful have reported that it will be at a PLE, but the match will happen. There should be a finish in that match. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Because, yeah. Before I move on to the final segment as to what happened on Monday Night Raw, it is also worth mentioning that A-Town Down Under is done. It's finished. They're done.
I can't say that I'm not surprised that they've just decided to end it this way, because apparently Austin Theory's injured and everything, but at the same time, everyone was really hoping there would be a babyface turn for Austin Theory, or there'll be like some kind of way they'd break up and maybe they'd actually have a little series of matches, a little feud. But then Grayson Waller's been hovering in and around the New Day recently, and it's like the big G, and it's just like, whether Austin Theory is legitimately injured or not, I'm severely underwhelmed by how they've done this. I've been severely underwhelmed how they've handled A-Town Down Under in general, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, if you really wanted people to care about them, you should have pulled the trigger earlier on a turn. But instead you kept them together because otherwise the Raw Tag Team division would be flatter than it already is. You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, breaking them up this way is...
Yeah.
It's just so cheap. It's so boring. It's so uninspired. It's one of the major missteps of Triple H's creative tenure, in my opinion.
I mean, I do 100% see Austin Theory returning and attacking Grayson Waller anyways.
Yes, so do I. But it's just like,
when's that gonna happen, basically?
breaking them up quietly, though, is just really, really bad. I'm sorry, it just is.
I think because of how over Austin Theory is as well, you know, the reactions from the crowd is crazy. People like him.
And out of the two of them, I think Austin Theory was always going to be a better babyface potential. And then Grayson Waller's just a natural heel anyway. Like, you can tell he's probably going to be a career heel. Like, if you ever turn Grayson Waller babyface, I don't think that's ever going to work.
No.
Because Grayson Waller's just really good at being a douche. So.
Yeah. The final segment may... Oh, go on, Noble.
Oh, God.
Okay. So the final segment saw Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, all in the ring together. Paul Heyman tried to acknowledge Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns basically said it's too late for that. And Roman got attacked by Bron and Bronson. Jey Uso made the save. They hit double spears. It's definitely going to lead up to a SummerSlam tag team match. Roman and Jey versus Bron and Bronson. And yeah. Roman Reigns
that was made official on social media earlier this week as well.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso will be teaming with each other to face Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker at SummerSlam. And I think this was always going to be the direction they were going in for a Roman Reigns return. You know, his whole thing has been, he was written off just after WrestleMania, being attacked by Seth Rollins' group, and now that Seth's out of the picture, you have an opportunity for Bron and Bronson to be in a bigger spotlight, and Paul Heyman will be getting them over in that respect. But it's just like, I really liked the whole work around this thing, but I think just having Roman Reigns call him a dumbass, I mean, there's probably better ways of having him say things, but it's just the fact he had to say the word dumbass 3 or 4 times. Like, yeah, we get it. He's a dumbass. Okay, can you like be a bit more creative and stuff? But I love Roman. I love what he's doing. Whatever. I mean, he's still a huge star. Like, the pop he got on Monday just is a testament to the aura of the tribal chief. And
also, so before we move on to the next one, I just wanted to just let you know Tyson Kidd has announced his retirement from wrestling and training, basically.
Oh, okay. So I think he'll just be a producer from now on then.
Yeah.
And I think that was a role he was in anyway, and people have said he's got like such a brain for it, if you know what I mean, like the way he lays out matches for people.
Yep.
He's incredible. So I have no doubt it will.
Really
he does, yeah. And that's probably why some of them are really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's had his fingers all over the recent Lara Valkyria matches as well. Because, yeah, the way those are laid out and paced is crazy.
Yeah.
And
anyway, back to the Roman Reigns Jey Uso stuff.
I feel like obviously putting Jey and Roman together was probably the safest bet possible for the time being.
Yeah.
And I think Jey Uso probably needs to be in and around Roman for a little bit after his World Heavyweight Championship reign didn't go particularly well, at least in my view. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure this match will be somewhat fun, especially because of 3 guys in the match.
Yeah, 100%. I think now, considering Seth Rollins' knee, is it actually a work or is it actually serious? Like, yeah, SummerSlam.
I think it's serious.
I definitely
think
think
it
it's
is.
serious.
Like, you don't just stop a match and have it finish quickly at Saturday Night's Main Event if it's not legit, if you know what I mean. And he's like been accompanied out of the arenas. He's been on crutches and whatever. You know, I think there was even a picture of him or a video of him and Rue just going down the street being filmed by Becky, and he's on crutches even then. So
in a knee
I think
brace
it's
as
real.
well.
Yeah, I think it's real, 100%. So
yeah,
I know he'll be at SummerSlam.
Roman Reigns yeeted.
Yeah, he did that after the show. And everyone's like, that's AI. He didn't do that.
I definitely wanted to be AI.
I wanted it to be AI. I was like, please.
Obviously, it's not AI. Right, yeah, that's cool. I did like it. I did like the shows. Did like the matches going on. I think the Lyra Becky promo was definitely one of my highlights of the match and of the show. And obviously, the Roman Reigns stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think Raw still is the best weekly TV show at the minute, hands down. Like, every time I turn it on, I know I'm in for a good night on a Monday or Tuesday morning for us UK people. But yeah, I really enjoy Raw at the moment. I think it's just week to week, every week, it's been by far the best show this year. And it continues going into SummerSlam.
Before we move on to NXT, do we want to talk about Slammiversary?
Oh, yeah.
We can do.
Oh, yeah.
NXT
Absolutely.
are ruling TNA.
That's right. Especially after JC Jane defeated Master Slamovich to win the TNA Knockouts World Championship.
And Trish is still the TNA World Champion as well.
Yeah, even though it looks like he's going to have Boba Fett in his crosshairs, even though they should be really doing Mike Santana at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, it should be Mike Santana.
Yep. I know, but honestly, best match for me, hands down, is Moose versus what's his name?
Leon
Slater.
Yeah, Leon Slater. Yeah, that is probably the best match I have ever seen in my life. Slater is absolutely killing it. Best talent that TNA's ever had.
I think when AJ Styles came out as well after to congratulate Leon Slater, did you see Leon Slater's reaction as well? He came out.
Yeah, it was fully genuine. He had no idea at all, apparently, that they were going to do that. I was like, the fact even, by the way, just a word on AJ coming back to TNA. Wow, what a moment. Coming out to get ready to fly, the crowd singing I am along to the part of the song that does that. Or the you are, I am. And can I just say I had goosebumps, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, I've never thought I'd see that ever again. You know, AJ Styles under the roof of TNA. So for me, I was like, this is a surreal moment for me. I was actually quite emotional. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and I never get tired of listening to AJ's fucking theme at this point. I love AJ Styles is the big thing at TNA way back in the past. The fact that he's coming out with his freaking Get Ready to Fly theme at this point with Leon Slater in the ring, like, it's just a fantastic moment. Fantastic moment.
No, I think honestly, even him putting over Leon Slater is huge because Leon Slater, for me, is like has been one of the biggest prospects on the British independent scene for such a long time. I think even Europe in general, to be fair. Obviously, he signed to TNA a couple of years ago, I think. And I was just like, I've seen that kid wrestle live for 63 minutes against Osiah in December at a Rev Pro show. And I thought, I obviously had heard of Leon Slater. I'd seen a bit of his work before. I'd seen highlights. But then when you watch him work properly, you can just see he gets it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he does.
The way he worked against Moose, especially, I thought, you know, he just keeps getting better and better every time I watch him wrestle. I was just like, one day he's going to be what, people say Will Ospreay is now, which is like he's consistently the best in-ring performer in the world. And I think one day, I think Leon Slater can even make a case that he is like the best young talent in the world of wrestling today, period.
Oh, 100%. He is, 100%.
I'm just like, the fact he's even come out of England as well, I was like, go on, son,
Yeah, and he's 20 years old too. Like, he still have a lot.
The youngest TNA X Division champion in history, by the way.
Yes,
to be put over by...
I would say it's about time to put a fucking championship on Slater. He's might be the most talented young man in this roster in TNA alive.
And getting put over by AJ, that's huge, by the way. Because AJ's like synonymous with the X Division.
Absolutely.
In TNA's history overall, I think he has... I think one of his reigns was... Well, I think he's like got most of the reigns after Chris Sabin, because Chris Sabin obviously has like 10 reigns. He's like the record holder for most reigns as TNA X Division champion. But then I think after him, it's like AJ Styles is up there somewhere. So, I mean, very over Leon Slater. I mean, I think that segment in general, the whole match with Moose, I thought, very good, very fun. Moose made him look very good. I think even Leon Slater just in general made Moose look very good on, going on his way out and putting the right guy over. And they had an opportunity to make history, and credit to them, they did it. So.
And at the end of the match here, Moose just literally snatches the title from the ref, but literally put the title on Slater, and he's told him, "You deserve it." That is, shook his hands with respect. That is how. This is something I never seen Moose done. I think he did a good job here. Moose is really a good wrestler, but having Slater compete against some of the top talents in TNA like Moose really just got him over. Probably the best thing he ever done here. That is hands down to me best match on Slammiversary.
Obviously, we had the World Tag Team title ladder match as well. I thought was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, the fact that
the Hardys.
with the fact that all the ladders destroyed, Jeff Hardy called the alternative a freaking rope ladder. Like, Jesus Christ.
Which he had a remote control for, and I was like, I've never seen that spot done in a ladder match, so I'm like, Jeff Hardy never ceases to amaze me, even now. I'm just like, how the fuck do you even think of that?
That's what I was asking. Like, that is the most fun, like, I know it's not, this might be the most fun ladder matches I ever witnessed as a wrestling fan at this point. Like, I know it's not the best, like, it is a great match. Like, this might be the most fun matches I've seen. I don't know what anybody says at this point.
The one thing I will say is, like, AJ Francis, why are you going through ladders legs first, brother? Like, seriously. You could have broken your legs, mate.
AJ Francis.
Well, thank goodness he didn't break anything. He's all right.
Yeah, but, like, he could have done. That's what I'm saying. Like, when people get thrown off of ladders to the outside of the ring that are bridged between the barricades, you're supposed to go through it back first, not fucking ankles first.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know.
Basic flip bump, but then that's why Joe Hendry says, you are banned from diving. So.
Yeah.
Yup.
Because who hotter than Top Dollar? A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other results as well. Mustafa Ali, my boy, defeated Cedric Alexander.
Another great match.
Matt Cardona and the System defeated Dark State. Indy Hartwell defeated Tessa Blanchard. Thank you, Indy.
Yes.
We've mentioned that JC Jane is now the TNA Knockouts World Champion and the TNA Women's Champion. Hate that result. Really hate it. We've spoken about Leon Slater and the Hardys, and Trick Williams defeated Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. The most TNA thing that they could have done.
Yeah, I mean, it's like having JC Jane beat Masha was not a particularly good decision as a booking thing, but then Especially after the follow-up on NXT, there was like no TNA invasion or anything like that. I was like, surely if you've got two people from opposite promotion holding your world titles, you want to invade pronto, you know?
Yeah.
Make a statement. But then nothing happened in NXT really to suggest that. And it looks like they're going to go towards Ober and Trick, which I don't particularly understand. Because
the pre-show also saw Zilla Fatu make his TNA debut.
Oh, yeah.
Real one, Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Eric Young lost as well, and the Elegance Brands are still the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions by defeating the Inspiration. Again, annoyed at that result. I really wanted the Inspiration to win that.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I really don't get that result this way. I hate the Elegance brand, honestly. It's, in my opinion, like, I don't care what anybody says, like they're the most annoying factions I have ever witnessed in my life watching TNA. It's just
I've never been a fan of Bash by Elegance. I generally think she's sloppy in the ring, anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope they lose those titles immediately. Like, I don't know, they could lose it at Bound for Glory if they have to. I don't know.
I think they should lose it earlier than Bound for Glory, to be honest. Like, it's 3 months between now and October. So
yeah, basically that Bound for Glory is the WrestleMania of TNA, so they have to lose those titles at that specific pay-per-view.
Well, another thing that apparently the Dudleys might be in Bound for Glory.
Oh
yeah, facing the Hardys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match, honestly.
I don't think it'll be as good as when they were in their primes, but...
I do think that Mustafa Ali will be in NXT very soon.
I hope so.
Yep, the card short. Yeah, Slammiversary, like, this year's Slammiversary really delivered. The matches were great at this point.
The matches...
Except...
They delivered, but it's just that I don't understand a lot of the booking choices.
The results don't make sense, but the matches did deliver.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, the matches do deliver, but the results, questionable. There's questionable decisions here on the booking side of things. But, yeah. Slammiversary did deliver at this point when it comes to the matches. Yeah. Anyway, with the nitty-gritty, let's get to NXT. We begin with an 8-person tag match. The Colin against Radio's favorite team, Hank Tank, Zoruka, and Zarya. Where, well, before the match ended, it was Sean Spears handed, I believe, Tatum Paxley a freaking doll. And just then, when the lights turned out, it's by none of that Dark State appeared, but didn't attack. But when the lights come on, Zarya was unconscious, and Paxley pinned her to the win.
Okay, cool.
I didn't really have anything to say about that match.
Yeah, I don't really have, as I said, I didn't really watch NXT from the start last week. I kind of got tuned in midway through because I forgot it was on. I was like,
Vega, you've been quiet. Do you have anything to say?
Yes.
What?
Okay, that's it.
That was literally it. It was a joke.
Okay. Just making sure you're alive.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Thank you.
Letting you guys
Thank
do
you.
your thing.
Thank you very much, Vega. Anyway, then we have JC Jane came out with both her titles, which I just literally don't get why she won the freaking TNA Knockouts title in the first place. And then we have Lash Legend and Jada Parker come out. And they're going after JC Jane's titles, which I don't know why. Like, I get the NXT to it, but TNA Knockouts title, I don't know about that, honestly.
I think one thing I will say about JC Jane, though, and this is to give her credit, is that I think she's actually, like, really improved recently since becoming NXT Women's Champion. And she generally like wrestles her matches like she always has a chip on her shoulder, which I love about her. Like it's a very good quality to have. And I think her promos are also steadily improving too. But there also seems to be a bit of tension within Fatal Influence, which is keeping things quite interesting. So
I can't wait to see Fallon Henley.
yeah, I think Fallon Henley's great. So
Fallon Henley is the next
yes,
NXT champion, 100%.
Yep.
I think
I
will
think
take
so too.
eventually, but Fallon Henley champion.
Yep. Absolutely. And then, oh boy, here we go. We got Ricky Saints versus Jasper Troy.
Mhm.
And I don't think you're going to like this one here, Liam, because Jasper Troy defeated Ricky Saints via countout.
To which I say, why? I know you want to.
I also agree.
I get you want to put the LG season 1 winner over Strong, and I don't know what I just don't get what people see in him. I get he wants some fabricated reality TV. I just don't get him at all.
I don't get what they're trying to do. I don't find him entertaining at all whatsoever.
Like Ricky Saints also should be, if he's not going to be going for the NXT North American Championship, he should be in the crosshairs of the NXT Championship, but he's still floundering away in the mid card and losing by a count out to basically no one. You know?
Put him in Seth Rollins' faction now. Make him debut at SummerSlam.
That'd be a good thing to do, yeah. I think so.
Yep. And then we got a segment with Trick Williams.
Yeah, this made sense. To be fair. He's been standing up on the Undertaker. Undertaker basically buried him.
Yep.
Pretty much. And then
Just to have
chokeslammed him.
Yeah, just to have the Undertaker made a huge chokeslam on Trick. It's just for when Trick fucking trash talked to his LFG guys. Which he definitely deserved to get chokeslammed for that.
I have a feeling this episode of NXT wasn't great. I have to admit, it wasn't great. I don't think Shawn Michaels knows what he's going to be doing moving forward.
Yeah, it looks a bit. Everything, as I said, like NXT in terms of a show, top to bottom, lacks a lot of cohesion. Like nothing really makes sense in terms of the way it's paced, in terms of the storylines going on in general. I mean, I think obviously the women's division is still a strong point, as it has been for a little while, but I don't get a lot of the stuff that's going on in NXT, and it makes it a very difficult watch every week for me, personally.
Yeah, I think Shawn Michaels is really struggling with what he's doing and what he's...
I'll admit it. This is not the best NXT I ever watched, but honestly...
Well, there is one thing about this. There's one thing about this NXT episode that kind of made it good.
Which is Blake Monroe.
Exactly.
Which is I'm getting to right now when she picked the win against Ren Sinclair.
Her entrance, by the way. Elite.
Yeah.
Blake Monroe's entrance, that's going to make her a megastar. Like, not being funny, but...
I've also read online, I know it's, again, so many months away, but Blake Monroe is the favourite to win the Royal Rumble.
Really? Already?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Be a bold move if they were to, call her up by that time, especially as well. And then
favorite to win the Rumble?
She's currently one of the favourites to win the Royal Rumble. Obviously, Bianca Belair is still the favourite to win the Rumble, but she's up there.
Damn.
So I think Bianca's probably due to be a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, unless she's never won it, and I'm just chatting shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Blake Monroe is up there to win the Rumble anyways, but that is if she wants to travel to Saudi anyways. Anyway, back to you, Noble.
Yeah, after the match, Jordan Grace attempted to attack Monroe, but she got hit. She too was hit with a butterfly DT, this time onto a steel chair.
Ouch.
You know what? Her failed promo before that, or Jordan Grace interrupted, the West London accent just makes it even better. Thank you, Blake Monroe.
I mean, I think she was born and grew up in North London, but you know, she was from
No,
Islington.
Knightsbridge. It's Knightsbridge, West London.
No, but I think she was born and raised in Islington. So
I thought it was Knightsbridge.
maybe she did spend a lot of time in Knightsbridge when she was younger. But
She definitely has that West London accent.
yeah, I think she's probably did spend a lot of time there and stuff, and probably adopted the accent. Yeah.
Probably.
But no, yeah, I think Jordan Grace especially, like, she was banned from ringside, the arena beforehand. The way she snuck in was quite funny. Like, she got in a production cart, covered herself up, and then...
Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly,
And then got DDT'd onto the chair that she brought in.
Yep. Yep.
This is going to be a great feud. Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace. This is going to be amazing.
It's going to be a very good feud between Monroe and Grace.
Unfortunately, though, I don't really see a way Grace comes out of it looking strong, because I feel like Blake Monroe, because she's like the newest acquisition, they have to keep her being over really strongly. I know Jordan Grace is obviously, like, she's a hell of a talent, goes without saying. But, like,
Yeah, I was going to say,
Blake
and
Monroe
because Blake Monroe is Blake Monroe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about that. So, anyway, main event. Triple threat match for the, I believe, for the NXT Championship. Obafemi, Josh Briggs, and Yoshiki Nomura. Where freaking Ruler hit the Fall for Grace powerbomb and pick up the win by pitting, I think, Briggs?
Josh Briggs, yeah.
Okay, then. And to end the show, it was... before the show ended, they showed Javon Evans with The Undertaker. And apparently, the Undertaker told Javon, I have no idea what he said. I completely forgot. I think it's something to do with it. Go after Oba for the title in the near future.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. And maybe Javon Evans is probably one of the candidates and favourites to dethrone Obafemi. But at the same time,
I would not be pissed if that happens. Like, Javon is, like, really talented at this point.
If you want to talk about, like, Leon Slater being one of the best in-ring prospects around the world, I think Javon Evans is also certainly up there. But
yeah, he's up there, yeah. And
I think Slater's just slightly ahead of him, in my opinion.
Yeah, Slater's yeah, I agree. Slater's, like, really above Javon. Javon's, like, right here.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not even a further distance. He's like on 3/4 full. There, right there.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll run through Dynamite really quickly. So AEW Dynamite, that is. We opened with Hangman Adam Page versus Wheeler Yuta, and obviously Hangman made it clear he wanted to get revenge on the Death Riders after what they did to Colt Cabana on Collision. Yuta started strong, but Cowboy eventually overwhelmed him to get the win with the Buckshot Lariat. He threatened to hang him with the chain, but he was stopped short. Thankfully, he knew that the Death Riders did not care enough to save him. So yeah, Hangman pretty much opened Dynamite by destroying Wheeler Yuta.
As expected.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then MJF interrupted Renee Paquette's opening interview with Hangman to try to go him into a title match. So they're probably going to they're teasing a little MJF Hangman Adam Page feud down the line, I would suspect.
Obviously.
And then we had a tag team eliminator match, or it's a tournament match anyway. We had FTR versus Jet Speed. So after incredible back and forth contest between the two teams, Dax Harwood stacked up Kevin Knight and grabbed Stokely Hathaway's crutch for leverage to get the 3 count. Afterwards, Tony Schiavone interviewed and into an injured Hathaway, and then Cope arrived and announced he had arranged a business deal with the Hurt Syndicate, and then obviously the two teams pulled. So, any comments on Cope and the Hurt Syndicate?
I
Yes.
mean, why at this point did he have the business proposition for Hurt Syndicate?
I mean, they have history from their time together in WWE, but that's like literally the only thing.
I
Just
don't
like-
know if the Hurt Syndicate are heels or faces now.
I think they're
I
just
think
whatever
they're
they
like-
want to be.
They're the Hurt
Yes.
Syndicate, so technically to be what they're going to be. Honestly, so it's unpredictable.
Obviously, MJF was pissed.
We then had a Nick Wayne promo where he said he announced that the matriarchy would start a quest for dominance on Collision, showing what they can do when they're uncaged. Get it? Because they don't have Christian Cage anymore.
Psh.
And then we also had MJF question the Hurt Syndicate helping Cope, which got on Lashley's nerves. The Almighty wanted the salt of the earth out of the group.
Yep.
So MJF is going to leave the Hurt Syndicate quicker than it started.
Yep. Bye-bye,
And after
bitch.
this made me sad. Kind of. Will Ospreay confirms neck injury, but he expects to return for Forbidden Door. Tony Schiavone interviewed Will Ospreay, who said he found out after All In that he had multiple herniated discs in his neck, which had gone into his spinal cord. However, doctors advised that he would be back healthy by Forbidden Door, where he were looking to bring the fight to the Death Riders.
I wonder who to blame for that injury. The fucking Death Riders.
No. The real reports were after All In that Ospreay's been working banged up for a long time, and this herniated disc injury thing. And while I don't doubt his neck's probably in pieces, you have to remember Ospreay literally has spent most of the year in the air, you know, and apparently even flying doesn't really do a whole lot of good for your body, especially for a pro wrestler who's traveling from England to the States week upon week. So,
Yeah,
and then
I do see the point.
but if it's a real injury, then fair enough. But it must mean the herniated discs aren't that serious. Apparently, he might not need surgery. Like, he's just going to like rehab it and stuff and see how that goes. But you can't say I'm not surprised, because Ospreay, the way he works is, you know, the style he works. It's like he takes big bumps on his neck all the time and everything. It's just, but yeah. Hopefully he's back in time for Forbidden Door, because I'm going.
Yep.
And then John Moxley called his shot at Adam Page, promising to test him by the end of the night. And then, I mean, after the promo, we had Sorcerer come out to hug Ospreay as well, by the way, just thought I'd point it out. And then we had this vignette where Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla delivered a dramatic warning that they would be taking over AEW as the Triangle of Madness.
I'm a fan of this, honestly.
Yeah, pair three spooky bitches together.
Especially you finally get something to use Julia Hart for.
But yeah, the vignette was answered by Willow Nightingale, who challenged Tekla to a match. And then Ricochet and the Gates of Agony also advised that they'll be reinvesting their $200,000 won last week into aspirations of capturing gold. Yeah, because that's what winning real life money's for, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys aren't going to like this. I'm definitely part of the minority. I don't like Tekla.
I understand it. But at the same time, it's like, I think what she brings is sort of unique. But hopefully we'll see where they go with her in the future. And then we had a championship eliminator between Timeless Tony Storm and Billy Starks, which was won by Timeless Tony Storm when she used crossface chicken win to force a submission. Then afterwards, Starks blasted Storm with the Women's World Championship. Then Athena put her down, but as she prepared to sign the championship contract, Alex Windsor arrived to make the save. So
Your
Mrs.
favorite,
Ospreay.
well, one of your favorites.
Mrs. Ospreay. She made the save.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to lead to a match between Billy Starks and Alex Windsor on Collision, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm glad
yeah.
they're actually really pushing Alex hard as soon as she's come in, basically. And
Actually,
I think it would go over really quickly.
Actually, Windsor's facing Athena for the Ring of Honor Championship. I don't know when, though.
Collision.
Yes.
So, I don't know. But no, yeah, I think making Alex Windsor look like a star right off the bat's a good idea. You know, having her go up against someone like. By the way, Alex is really good. So, I think
Yeah, the first time I watched Alex Windsor was Eve Pro Wrestling.
the matches she had recently against Jamie Hayer and Shuri, especially, I thought were really good, and I thought that really put her on the map for people worldwide. And obviously, now that she's in AEW, she's gonna have a much bigger platform.
Or damn sure, yes. We're looking forward to see what AEW is going to do to the potential of Alex Windsor at this rate.
Yeah, and then we had Swerve Strickland versus Hechicero of the Don Callis family. But as the mogul prepared to seal the win, Lance Archer and Josh Alexander attacked to cause a disqualification. Then Brody King and Bandito arrived to send both of those dudes packing. But Kazuchika Okada then used the distraction to blast Swerve with a chair. But Swerve fought back and sent the AEW Unified Champion running. So what do we think about Swerve and Okada? I think yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Please.
I think it's going to be really good. And I think having this level of opponent for Okada after he's just unified both the international and continental championships is a really good idea and really good feud going forward, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely for sure.
Yeah. And then we had MJF. He came out after the altercation with Bobby Lashley earlier in the night and said he did not need the Almighty to get back the AEW Men's World Championship. Mark Briscoe then interrupted the challenge to Salt of the Earth. MJF refused and made clear that Briscoe was not worth his time, and then made another cheap comment about Jay Briscoe. MJF ran Mark off ahead of his match with Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio's entrance, by the way, in that venue was really cool. Like, he just stood in an archway and then came down the stairs, whatever. Because they're apparently running like shows out of this venue in Chicago for a few weeks. And then the match was won by Mark Briscoe, and then ending the show with a world title match after that. I think there was some stuff after the match. They announced that there would be another AEW world title match between Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley next week on Dynamite.
Great.
Darby Allin also appeared in the crowd, by the way. Continues to lurk, watching the Death Riders from afar.
It's better set up with Heyman retaining. If Moxley wins the title match, I'll be so pissed at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he should be winning at all. And I think Darby will probably help out next week to make sure that Hangman does indeed retain. And they'll continue, the Splinter Cell feud between Darby and the rest of the Death Riders, and mainly Jon Moxley, I would think. And that'd be something they can either do for Forbidden Door or All Out or whatever. I mean, all I know is that'll probably go the rest of the year, which will hopefully lead to the disbandment of the Death Riders and end one of the most dull periods in terms of a storyline for AEW, and they can hopefully get back on the right track.
Yes.
Anyway, that's everything for this week's episode of the Wrestle Arc Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure.
There is
What's that?
For tomorrow's SmackDown, there is going to be a tribute to Hulk Hogan as well.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I imagine they're going to run through his career and stuff throughout the night and whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, there will be a tribute to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. That's everything we've got time for on today's episode of the Wrestle Arc Podcast. Obviously, thank you all for joining us. If you want to check out all our sponsors, which are at the bottom of the screen, you can see they're in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So from myself, Liam, Rahul, Noble, and Christian Vega, who was streaming and remained quiet the entire time. Why? Lord knows. We'll see you next week.
R.I.P. Hulk Hogan.
R.I.P. Hulk Hogan.
Peace.